Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Roscoe VR here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a beginner's guide on Ancient Dungeon VR. As soon as you walk up, you'll see this. This is the Acolyte, and he records everything you do in the dungeon. He watches you through this portal right here and writes everything down, and that's what all this stuff on the walls is. The first thing you'll probably see is the item compendium. This is a list of all the relics you got while you're in the dungeon. As you'll see, some of these will be locked. The locked relics can be unlocked through milestones. Milestones are like achievements in the dungeon. As you do these things, you'll unlock more relics. Some of them don't unlock relics, they just give you insight, which I'll explain later. But for the most part, the locked relics are unlocked through the milestones. An example is strike enemies with a ranged weapon 25 times in a row without missing. That's a pretty easy one, and for that you'll unlock the Needle of Ouroboros. So then you can look over here for the Needle of Ouroboros, and you can see that ranged strikes deal drastically increased damage, but misses damage you. The next thing you might stumble upon is this map. Now, if you haven't finished, you won't actually have this all unlocked. It'll just show one area. And if you don't have the errant entrances unlocked, then you won't even see this or this area. But as you explore the dungeon, the Acolyte records the areas that you entered. The next thing you'll see is the current research board. Now on here you can actually research different things using insight. Insight is gathered while you explore the dungeon and find new things and fight new enemies and finish areas. You'll unlock more and more insight, which can be used to purchase this research. And the research is like indefinite upgrades. So for instance, merchants offer an additional item for sale when a purchase is made. That never goes away. Once you buy it, it's there forever. And there's a bunch of different things you can buy, and these really help a lot. One of the cool things here though is the errant entrances, and that is what unlocks the noxious sewers and the luminous depths, which just means when you finish the overgrown gatehouse and you defeat the boss, you'll have a choice to enter one of these two places after you have researched errant entrances. One of the last things you'll probably look at here is the journal pages. Now you may not have found any of these yet, and that's okay, but generally you find journal pages throughout the dungeon randomly, or when you defeat the beast or some bosses, you'll find journal pages. Once you've collected all the journal pages, you will actually be able to find a ghost within the dungeon that you can fight, and I'll show you that here. The explorer's ghost is generally found behind a hole in the wall, and initially you can't damage it because it's a ghost, so you'll have to defeat the ghost's wisps, and after you've defeated those, then you'll need to parry these ghost sword attacks, and then the ghost will rise into its body, and then you can damage it. After a few rounds of that, you will actually defeat the explorer, and you can talk to the ghost, and then you unlock the delve. Now once you have defeated the explorer for the journal pages that you've found, you'll unlock a memory. Memories are exactly the same as playing through the dungeon, except for it's going to have a few different things based on the explorer that the delve is named after. So if you played the Berserker's delve, the Berserker exulted in death and danger, the dungeon will have an increased enemy count. So there'll be more enemies in the dungeon. Now, when you finish the dungeon on a memory delve, you won't get the ending that you normally get of the Acolyte recording everything you did. You'll just appear back here and this will be finished, and that's it. You don't get anything extra for doing the delves, at least not in my experience. Now, if you keep walking like you're going to enter the dungeon here and you stop right here, this may or may not be accessible to you yet. But if you have defeated the beast, you will get something called Beast Blood. And with Beast Blood, you can augment your weapons, which basically just means you can upgrade them. So if you want to upgrade the crossbow, as you can see, my crossbow and dagger is totally augmented, which means these are all paid for. Here's an example of one that I have not finished yet. This costs 1 Beast Blood, Fold of Obliteration. Your weapon damage is increased when striking boss enemies. This one is 3, and this one is 5. Every time you beat the beast, you get 1 Beast Blood. And if you do New Game Plus or New Game Plus Plus, I believe that the Beast Blood increases exponentially. So the first time you go, in, you'll get 1 Beast Blood. If you go for New Game Plus, you'll get 3 Beast Blood, I believe. And if you go again, I think you get 5. Then the next thing I want to talk about is the difficulty and the weapon selections. So this is pretty obvious, but you can either go in with a sword and knife or crossbow and dagger. The difficulty is normal or hard. Hard can be set by you however hard you want. And it's supposed to give you more Beast Blood. Unfortunately, I played on 2.25 difficulty to unlock a milestone, and I still only got 1 Beast Blood, so I'm not really sure if that works properly, but I don't usually play on hard mode because I actually think that playing on normal mode and just doing New Game Plus to get more Beast Blood is a little bit easier than playing on hard. But you might be different, and you might find that playing on hard is better, and you might find that it gives you more Beast Blood. So if it does, that's awesome. The next thing you need to know about is the shop merchant. The shop merchant will sell you relics, sometimes food, and sometimes orbs. The cost of these is dictated by your discount right here. Right now I have no discount, so this is just the straight price of these things. So I'm going to purchase this steak right here. And you just pull the trigger to purchase it. And when you're doing that, also make sure you're pointing away so it doesn't hit it. I didn't even see what that was. I didn't actually mean to buy it. And the more things you buy, he will start to increase his discount. There are things that increase the discount, and there are things that decrease the discount. One of the things that decreases your discount is if you break anything in his shop. He'll get mad if you break something, and you can tell because he'll get an exclamation mark above his head. And I will show you this right now. If you watch him while I break this box, you see that? And now my discount has just lowered. So do not break the boxes or the pots in his shop, or your discount will get worse. This is a bandit box. There's always one of these inside the merchant shop. It is not always the same. Sometimes it will exchange keys for coins. Sometimes it will exchange coins for protection, like this right here. And sometimes it will just trade coins for a mystery object. It can spit out relics, it can spit out orbs, food, or more coins. It's just a game of chance, and that is generally based on your luck. So the higher your luck, the better it is. The lower your luck, obviously, the worse chance of getting anything good from the bandit box. I didn't have any coins to show you guys in the last shop, so I got to the new merchant shop, and I wanted to show you guys the bandit box. So when you play the bandit box, you just hit the box like this, and stuff will come out. I'll play this a few times. Yeah, so there you go. I got a few coins there. I actually didn't see how much it was. Now, the last thing you need to know about the merchant is you don't actually have to pay for any of these items that the merchant is selling if you think you can defeat the merchant. I will warn you, the merchant can be a pretty difficult boss for somebody who is new to the game, but I will go ahead and fight him and show you how it goes. So as soon as you hit the boss, everything will break in the shop, but everything is now free. So you can grab all of these that you want, and you don't have to pay any coins for them. Now, as soon as he appears up, you can start hitting him. Oops, I have an upgrade to my knife here. It makes it really big. Generally, his attacks include that explosion, a laser, and creating other creatures that shoot lasers. And that's about it. So it appears these things and a laser, and that's about all you have to worry about. And I will just go ahead and skip to when I've defeated this guy. One thing to know, at least in my experience, I don't think that his health changes or his battle tactics between the levels. So level 1 merchant, I believe, is just as difficult as level 4 merchant on Forbidden Library or the other levels. I think it's all the same. One of the best tips I can give you for this game is to take your time when you're in the dungeon. You never know what you could find breaking these pots and these boxes, and sometimes there are secret areas behind these bookshelves. There can be food, there can even be relics hidden inside these pots and crates sometimes. Here is an example of a secret area behind a wall. So as you can tell, all the walls have the exact same texture on them, and if you see a crack in a wall, that means there's a secret area back here. There can be all kinds of different rooms you could find behind one of these secret areas, but generally you're going to find some sort of loot. A lot of times it's going to be relics, chests, sometimes golden pots. One thing you will have to watch out for, sometimes there are traps like this inside of these areas, so something you need to watch out for. Another thing about hidden rooms in the dungeon, you can actually find hidden areas on the ceiling if you find cracks like this. Generally, they seem to be on these raised ceilings like this. I'm going to see if I can even hit this. I'm not sure that I can. There we go. And sometimes you got to watch out, because sometimes they'll drop coins, but sometimes it'll drop, it's like a booby trap, and it'll drop those poison pots like that. If you guys have any more questions, just leave them down in the comments and I'll try my best to answer them. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.